to DSTV channel 251, Go TV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. And to watch NTA International in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, use the following satellite parameters. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Welcome to Africa, the land of ancient civilization.
Hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on the tick.
Hello, Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. It's time for another exciting edition of Newsline. I am Jennifer Udo. Many thanks for joining us. Muslim faithful in Nigeria and the world over are celebrating Eid-el-Kabir. It is a crucial and special celebration in the Islamic calendar. Although the festival is full of activities, it is important not to lose sight of the spiritual meaning of the occasion and the essence of the sacrifice it represents. The Eid celebration, religious leaders say, can form the basis for strengthening peaceful coexistence. Our correspondent has a feature on this. Still on Salah, beyond the usual Dober in the north and spectacular horse processions, Salah provides an opportunity for non-indigenes to join in the festivities and in a symbolic way that fosters unity. Are you wondering what I'm talking about? Stay on the line to find out. Then Salah is also a time to show love and for local communities to celebrate in unique ways that mirror their cultural heritage. We have a story on this, including an update on Anu Balogu. Do you remember her? She's an accident victim we featured 4 years ago. Her journey to full recovery is in the news again. Stay tuned for more details. A Salah edition, and we have a blend of life-touching stories. I'll pause now though so that my colleague in Abuja can take the news segment. Hello, Claire. Eid Mubarak.
Maintaining the pressure are Nirankunda, who's been one of the star players for Burundi throughout the qualification process and indeed
for the 2023 presidential election. Asiwaju Tinubu disclosed this while speaking to newsmen after paying Salah homage on President Muhammadu Buhari at his residence in Katsina State. Here is State House correspondent Odomo Sambo with the report.
The presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was accompanied to Daura by Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State, Youth and Sports Development Minister Sande Dare, and other close associates. His engagement with President Muhammadu Buhari lasted more than 1 hour 30 minutes behind closed doors. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who spoke to newsmen shortly after, said a wide range of issues were discussed with the Nigerian leader, including the choice of his running mate for the next general elections.
The only one that was in place as a replacement we brought today, and there be already an announcement to replace him fully with a substantive
Substantive one.
Kashim Shettima. I have not discussed with him. I've disclosed it to you since I've disclosed it to the president.
Why Kashim Shettima?
No, that's because he competent, capable, reliable, and able.
The APC presidential candidate also used the opportunity to express absolute confidence in the ability of the governing party to return power in 2023.
Inshallah, we're going to win.
Why are you so confident?
Because we are a progressive party. We have the focus on Nigerian problems. We faces the challenge squarely. We are not running away from it. We have a better program for the people and about the people and ready to serve. Within a short period of time, there will be a good foundation on infrastructure. We face challenges of terrorism, we know that. It's only, a poor thinker and observer will not recognize the challenge. But once you recognize a challenge, you can prepare yourself very well to tackle it and defeat it. And that is what our party is all about.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has been receiving several other personalities from all walks of life on Salah homage.
As our president of Nigeria and also our father, it becomes necessary for us to come and visit him and wish him all the best. As you know, that Salah is part of our religion, and these days are among the most blessed days religiously, and we have to come show our happiness to him and pray for him as well.
This is quite a solemn occasion. It's an occasion that depicts peace, born of friendship, and also prosperity in our land. So I've come to share the moment with him and to also thank him for giving purposeful leadership to our country.
It's a very opportune moment for us to come and thank Mr. President for the good work that he's doing, and for Allah to continue to guide him and to help him so that he will complete his tenure successfully and leave the legacy that we all look forward to looking back tomorrow and say that this man has done great for us.
This is a challenging time for the NNPC. What can you assure Nigerians?
Yes, first of all, there are issues around supply disruptions. This we are overcoming it. There are issues around pricing. We have resolved them. Inshallah, in the next 3 to 4 days, people will see relief. It will vanish. As we may all know, in most parts of the country, there are no fuel queues except Lagos and Abuja, and we understand the real logistic issues. We are resolving the logistic issue, and I'm very certain and convinced that within the next 2 to 3 days, this will vanish also. Activities marking the Eid-el-Kabir Salah celebrations continue. From Daura, Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And just to add that the APC vice presidential candidate Ibrahim Masari has also stepped down his position. Now, in other news, the presidential standard bearer of the All Progressives Congress APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has expressed his absolute respect and regard for both the Christian and Muslim faiths in the country. Tinubu, who announced Senator Kashim Shettima, a Muslim two-term governor of Borno State, as his running mate, notes that he is not oblivious of religious and ethnic sensitivities of the nation, but made a choice in the overriding interests of the country. Senator Tinubu says he is mindful of the energetic discourse concerning his running mate between actors in the two religions, as both arguments are right in their own ways. To govern the country towards common progress, innovation, the APC leader believes, is required. He also assures that he will not and cannot ignore the religious concerns and ethnic sensitivities of our people. Taking them into due consideration is an important part of good and able governance, Tinubu says. He states that to forge ahead as a nation towards development and prosperity, we must break free of old binds. We must recalibrate our political calculations to where competence and fairness matter. Now, away from that to festivities, and in the spirit of Eid-el-Kabir celebrations, Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has pardoned 88 inmates of various correctional centers across Kano State. Now, also 3 other inmates on death row had their sentences commuted to life imprisonment. Now, during a Salah visit to the Gurundutse Custodial Center, Governor Ganduje said this is in response to President Buhari's call on stakeholders to work towards decongesting custodial homes. Here is Abdullahi Mustafa with the rest of the report.
Stepping out of the walls of custody to freedom amid cheers from other inmates of the Gorondusa Custodial Center is Adamu, who spent 23 years there. He and 9 others were serving life sentence before being considered for pardon by Kano State Government's Committee on Prerogative of Mercy. As Governor Ganduje came calling, another set of 77 inmates serving different jail terms on grounds of indebtedness and minor offences were pardoned after the government settled their fines and debts.
And in addition to that, each have been given 5,000 naira as a kind of cost of transportation.
3 inmates on death row had their sentence commuted to life. This brings to 90 the number of inmates pardoned by the governor this Salah, and 3,898 since his assumption of office in 2015.
I really appreciate this kind of gesture, and I hope other state governments will emulate this kind of gesture.
After enjoying special meals provided by the state government, other inmates had a moment to celebrate in style. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
And the Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC, Dr. Boboye has expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the motoring public during the ongoing Salah celebrations and commends the professionalism of operatives of the Corps, saying their excellent performances impacted positively on the special operations. Now, captured in a press statement by the Corps Public Education Officer BC Kazim, Oyemi gave the commendation deployed from the national headquarters to monitor the special operations nationwide. Now, the Corps Marshal, after receiving briefs from supervisory officers on the activities of the Corps, urged the staff not to rest on their oars. While conceding that there were some setbacks in the special patrol exercise, the Corps Marshal admonished operatives to rededicate themselves for greater performance, noting that in the period under consideration, noticeable number of motoring public were seen violating traffic rules. The Corps Marshal warns those involved to desist from such unsafe behaviors so as to achieve drastic reduction in crashes within the period under consideration and beyond. And we're still in the spirit of Eid-el-Adha celebration. Now, more vulnerable Nigerians are receiving different food items and portions of one meat from the Qatar Charity Center, as recommended by Islam. Hundreds of beneficiaries across different communities within the nation's capital went home with enduring smiles, as reported by Abubakar Akwanga.
These are scores of needy queuing up for their own allocation of the food items, prepared to bless their tables on a day sacrifice means everything to the giver.
My own is only prayer for them. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, they have tried a lot. May God bless them and reward them.
Like I have more than this, if they don't want to help, nobody can hold them. I really appreciate. Then may Allah reward them abundantly.
We thank Qatar Charity for this gift. May Allah reward them for the gifts that they give us. Alhamdulillah.
Qatar Charity Center is fulfilled not because it identifies with the have-nots, but because everyone should have surplus.
You see the widows and the orphans, they're going home, they're smiling because of these packages. Just make them feel that taste of belongingness, that today is as Eid-el-Adha and everybody is being carried along.
The center is also reaching out to thousands of Muslim population across various states of the Federation in fulfillment of the feast of Eid-el-Adha. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
And there is renewed advocacy for the private sector in Nigeria to key into efforts to take various research findings and innovation of research institutes off the shelves for commercialization that will translate into economic value for the country. Now, this time, attention is being drawn to the Sheba Science and Technology Complex in Abuja, where several research results, of importance have remained unharnessed for mass production. Justin Bemuyi reports.
Recently placed on the shelf of an array of innovations and research results by the Sheba Science and Technology Complex is an archer descending machine, an equipment invented to remove sand particles from archer grains. This is a technology that is much craved for in Nigeria and Africa. It is just one of the numerous technologies the Research Institute has come up with in accordance with its mandate. From kaolin-based and cement-based refractive brakes to spray dryers, desert date seed oils, binocular microscope and bioactive products from the Biotechnology Advanced Research Center are some products and equipments on the long list. And this was one issue that came handy as the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation went on a familiarization visit to the agency. She described the institute as a fit-for-purpose agency with valuable mandate that will improve the economic growth and development of Nigeria if properly funded and resourced. The ministry canvassed the need for private sector participation and commercialization.
We need to encourage collaboration, especially with the industry, the private sector, to partner with SHESCO.
Taking up our research results. That is the much we can do, and that is why we have the business development unit. They will be able to interface with the public sector.
The Sheba Science and Technology Complex SHESCO is an agency designed to carry out multidimensional and disciplinary research in nuclear technology, biotechnology and genetic engineering, as well as chemistry, physics, mathematics and simulation. Justin Bemuyi, NTA News.
The Chairman, Federal Civil Service Commission FCSC, Dr. Tuko Bello Ngawa, has commended the management of State House for reviving the cultural rewards and recognition for deserving civil servants who distinguish themselves in public service. Now, at the send-off ceremony in honor of some former staff of State House, including the current Permanent Secretary of the Federal Civil Service, and urged ministries, departments and agencies of government to emulate the State House and resuscitate the practice of appreciating best skills and abilities in the service. The chairman congratulated the current Permanent Secretary of the Federal Civil Service Commission, Dr. Ogbe, on her appointment and described her as a very reliable officer and team player, adding that since her posting to the commission, she has proven her worth as a highly dedicated officer. He also praised other celebrants, including Dr. Olga Omale and Matron Igwemo, for serving with great commitment, retiring meritoriously from the civil service, as well as the Solicitor General of the Federation for conscientiously working with her colleagues in the commission to resolve pressing legal issues in the service. The Defense Headquarters is described as false allegations credited to former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kaode, that the military was informed of the Kuje prison attack and that of Abuja Kaduna train incident by the Department of State Services, but no action was taken. He further alleged that the soldiers on duty at Kuje Correctional Facility were withdrawn shortly before the attack. A statement by the defense spokesperson, Major General Jimmy Akpo, says in all the allegations, Fani-Kaode is merely playing to the gallery, and that he is not in any position to know whether the DSS notified the military of any attack or not. The statement adds that a claim that soldiers were withdrawn from the Kuje Correctional Custodial Center before the attack is laughable and sad that Mr. Kadi is ignorant of whose responsibility it is to guard correctional centers, and further claim that the military took no action on the recent Shiroro terrorist attack which resulted in the death of security personnel. The defense headquarters is also an attempt to smear the military and create bad blood among the security agencies. The defense headquarters urges members of the public to ignore the cook-up stories of Femi Fani-Kadi and continue to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities promptly to law enforcement agencies. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has ordered the deployment of adequate police personnel, operational assets for the July 16 Osun governorship election. Now, Force Public Relations Officer notes that the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, DIG, Johnson Babatunde Kokumo, is to supervise and coordinate the security components of the election to ensure a peaceful environment that guarantees the security of law-abiding citizens as they perform their civic responsibilities. The IGP assures that the force will collaborate with the Independent National Electoral Commission and other stakeholders to protect democratic values, provide level playing field for all political actors, and ensure adequate protection of voters, INEC officials, equipment, accredited observers, and other key players in Osun State. The IGP admonishes the people of Osun State to be law-abiding and calls on eligible voters to come out en masse and exercise their franchise, as adequate security has been put in place to protect them before, during, and after the elections. Now, to achieve a successful demographic data exercise in Cross River State, the National Population Commission is soliciting support of the Nigerian Police Force for adequate security in the demarcated areas during the exercise, which is to start on Monday, July 11th, 2022. Erika Ivy reports that the Cross River State National Population Commission coordinator is soliciting support when she visited the Commissioner of Police in Calabar.
The State Commissioner for National Population Commission, Charles Ogwa, is canvassing for security for personnel for a credible and reliable exercise in all the demarcated areas of operation.
Demographic data is the mother and father of all data you think of, because it gives everything about the country, the people in the country. It gives everything about governance. You can imagine in the last census, 2006, maybe in some communities there are just 5 zinc houses, and the rate of development now, in fact, there are some communities you go to, you will not even know where you lived before. So they are now going to do fresh list of houses.
The State Police Commissioner Aminu Al-Azan said since the trial census is a national assignment, security support for the success of the exercise is necessary.
When you deploy your staff to all the senatorial districts, we will ensure that adequate protection is given to them 24 hours.
Meanwhile, the National Population Commission has concluded the training of 90 enumerators and 9 supervisors for the trial census in Cross River States. In Calabar, Erika Ivy, NTA News.
And it's no longer news that lives were lost and properties submerged following the downpour in Lagos on Saturday. But the news now is that residents fear they may lose more as long as the rains persist. Annie Daniels tells us more.
Makoko community is not only a densely populated area of Lagos, but has canals all around it. Gaining access into some of its streets was almost impossible for me because of how bad the roads are. No thanks to the rains.
Where is the gutter we have, so that when we are flushing, the water will go through the gutter, but even all the toilet gutters they do is blocked. When gutter is down, the house is up.
Within last week, just saying that the water is coming from the ground.
Where will you sleep this night?
We'll go and sleep another person's house.
Several hours after the rains, the floods are still visible and Residents are still counting their losses.
And some people were not even around, so it enters their room, TV, spoils so many electronics and.
We dey fear. This one now we fall again. Now all for us, we dey fear.
Young and old, nobody is exempted from pains of the previous day's rains.
When I don't know how to take walk, and if I still see my white and my shoe.
These canals are supposed to make movements of flood easy, but that seems not to be the case here.
See the canal, see the floor here. They need to open this channel so that water will can flow. Exactly.
Lagos promised us that they'll come and do the casting of all the canals so that it will be avoiding the much rebels that always enter the canal. So we are still waiting for the government to come and do that.
Until that happens, Lagosians are sure they will have more property and productive hours to use since they cannot stop the downpour. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
All right, let's take you now to number 19 Street, Ubowo in Benin Metropolis, where an orphanage has been ravaged by flood on Saturday night, even as property worth millions of naira were destroyed. Good Luck in Naini reports that Trinitarian Foundation, which is an orphanage situated in the area, is now confronted with the challenge of providing shelter and care for the inmates.
19th Street is one of the streets in Ubowo axis that the state government is carrying out some rehabilitation works. Few months after the commencement of the project came the rains. What would have been a thing of joy, the residents of the area say has become a source of worry as the waterways have been blocked.
This is one of the children's room. When we discover that it's not what we can handle, we have to move the children out of the room.
This orphanage was spared as occupants, mainly children, including a set of triplets, were rescued, but most of their valuables, including foodstuff, were destroyed by the flood.
What is paining me is that when they are grading this road, and we observed what they did, that they packed sand where the water flowed in the area. We met them and explained to them that there is a tendency that when it rains, our house will be in danger because they carry the sand and cover the place that rain enters when it falls. They say they are coming to do it. They are coming to do it. We keep on reminding them. Before we could have known what is going on, all the rooms are flooded. My documents, thank God, the triplets were in the room lying down. They called me that their rooms are flooded. We have to rush them to the bigger bed.
We are begging the government to come to our aid because from what we are seeing, I'm not sure any individual can control this situation.
Other victims share their story.
They block all the old waterways, the place that water is supposed to pass, and now the water cannot skate through. You can see my small shop. Water entered my small shop.
I was at home this morning where they called me that I should rush down to make sure that water has taken over the whole shop. So on getting here, both material that I want to use to work, people's job that I have already done, wardrobe and all, water have already destroyed them.
We are appealing to the state government to come to their aid. In Benin, Good Luck in NTA News.
Quite unfortunate then. Now, attempt by a suspected human trafficker to export illicit drug to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and planting same in the luggage of an orphan recruited for a phantom job in the Arab nation has been thwarted by NDLEA operatives at the Lagos airport. Now, the suspect was arrested on Wednesday, July 6, following interception of his victim, whom he was alleged to have planted 50 parcels of cannabis sativa concealed in food items in her luggage. It is also recorded that 47 wraps of cocaine meant for Algeria was also intercepted in Ibadan, along with 2 suspects following an intelligence shared by the Department of State Services. Meanwhile, 5 suspects were arrested across Oyo, Akwa Ibom, and Edo states with different quantities of illicit substances such as tramadol, meth, heroin, cannabis sativa, and crack, as well as cocaine. All right, let's talk sports now. And the Total Energies Africa Women Football Tournament is going on. Super Falcons of Nigeria taking on their Burundi counterpart, and scores at the moment. Nigeria is up by 3-0. For more details, let's join Cynthia Ogun.
In March Day 37 of the Nigeria Professional Football League decided Sunday, Akwa United drew 2-2 against Abia Warriors, while the Kada FC secured an away win, defeating Enyimba 2-0. Gombe United was 1 goal better than Rangers. Shooting Stars recorded a 3-2 win over league champions Rivers United. Katsina United was the better side against Plateau United, and Remo Stars had the second away win against host Sunshine Stars. In the meantime, Ed of the Africa Cycling Track Championship, scheduled for 14th to 17th July at the Velodrome of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, over 60 coaches and mechanics from Nigeria and other African countries are currently participating in a UCI Level 2 course for coaches and mechanics aimed at developing cycling standards in Africa.
All UCI's main focus is safety, as well as reliability of the work.
So for us to develop our coaches and mechanics, it is paramount to have this kind of courses so that we can take them to the next level.
Both courses are expected to last for the next 5 days. In tennis, Novak Djokovic has won his 7th Wimbledon title and 21st Grand Slam crown with a 4-set victory over Australia's Nick Kyrgios in Sunday's fiery men's singles final. The defending champion maintained his grip on the crown with a 4-6, 6-3, 6-4, 7-6 success over Kyrgios, who had previously never lost to Djokovic. Djokovic has now won 4 Wimbledon titles on the bounce, adding to his 2011, 2014, 2015, 18, 19, and 2021 triumphs on the grass, but there will be no change to the standings after Wimbledon was stripped of its ranking points due to their ban on Russian and Belarusian players. With Sports Update, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
All right, and I'm ending the news from Abuja on a very happy note, and I'm sure you know why. Newsline tonight promises to be as intriguing as the stories are also touching, but spiced with some good. In a moment, we'll be joining Jennifer Udo for her package.
One of the reasons why I started Manure, I wanted to make people feel good about what they were. I lost my dad in 2008.
The day the man died, I don't want to remember. School fees called the adults. Please look out good for me too.
My journey with MTN started in 2014. I remember the night I told my mom I'd gotten the scholarship. It was midnight. I went to the room, I woke her up and I said, I've gotten a scholarship.
You're happy. Labor week.
The tagline for the YEDP program was Turn It Up. The funding has helped me turn my dream on. My ambition is to be successful, impact lives, and generally just make people happy.
This is a public service announcement from the Federal Road Safety Commission.
On behalf of the Federal Safety Corps, I congratulate all Muslim faithfuls on the occasion of this year's Eid-el-Kabir celebration. I wish to respectfully remind you to be safety cautious as you travel to celebrate, especially during this rainy season.
Ensure your vehicles are in good working condition. Plan your journey and leave early to avoid overspeeding. Be conscious of reduced traction on wet roads. Avoid night journeys. Obey road traffic signs and regulations. Do not drink and drive. Avoid distractions while driving.
Taxi occupiers, I appeal. Please use your seatbelt. Your lives are important.
as the policy of the parties. Yes, we see you all a happy celebration as the travels back at the Salah.
The Federal Road Safety Commission is committed to creating a safer motoring environment.
Like that from Niger, 60 years of comfort. Quality is vital, Quality is vital, vital for sure. It's vital, Thank you for all the joy, memories of comfort.
Vitafilm is proudly Nigerian and constantly support Nigerians with consistent quality products for comfort and well-being. With Vitafilm, you don't just sleep, it gives you the comfort that gets you recharged. Vitafilm, the fine art of living.
Use Smartcash, the secure way to send and receive money, pay bills, and buy airtime and data. Dial star 939 hash from any network to get started.
I beg, I want to open Smartcash wallet.
That's smart. Smartcash Payment Service Bank. Money Matana sense.
Oga Bayo, Oga come check. Madam, come now. I get what you want.
I will come, I promise. Madam,
Customer,
give me a Risco tomato paste.
See, instead, I go give you better imported tomato.
Mbano, Otio, Babu. Be like saying that people like you, the wicked our country people. You see this Risco, They take correct natural ingredients, make them. If not made in Nigeria, like a Risco tomato paste, get many benefits. It help grow our economy. Yeah. And plenty food. Nyako. You put them inside mouth, it's sweet. And it dig the one for body.
For this special season, better dough. Buy any Erisco, Chico, or Machiko tomato paste and enjoy up to 10% awoof discount. So, start today. Buy Erisco products.
Erisco tomato paste.
Just a moment. The refrigerator. Hello? Sunday. Yes, my come. 1,000 naira. Buy me a recharge card. You have what I said. Thank you. Yeah. Sunday, don't finish me. I say 1,000 naira recharge card. You carry 8,000 naira of my money, go load them. Because money in your hand, Abi.
Oganu, as I load the 1,000 naira, I use Airtel over Jara, turn them to 8,000 naira, just like that.
8 times the value of any recharge, plus double data and 1,000 naira activation bonus when you buy a new SIM. Sunday, go buy us. And make sure say they put over Jara for you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. Predominant in the manner of celebrating Eid-el-Kabir is the slaughtering of ram and sharing among neighbors. Beyond this simplicity, there are more symbolic lessons which religious leaders say can foster unity. Michael Olaleye has more.
A major scenario that keeps hope of the Muslim faithful alive in the celebration of Eid-el-Kabir is the uncommon demonstration of sacrifice and obedience traceable to how the benevolent acts of Prophet Ibrahim in fulfilling his pledge to Allah led to the instant provision of a ram in place of his son. This explains why slaughtering of animals has been enshrined in the festivity. The significance of this, as explained by the clerics, is that Prophet Ibrahim's obedience serve as an atonement for the sin of humanity.
Allah say, "Wa khairu zadi taqwa." The best provision for you is piety, fear of Allah, obedience, righteousness. So fear of Allah encompasses everything, and that is how you be successful in the hereafter.
There is no place in Lagos where the unity of purpose, as exemplified in the teachings of Prophet Ibrahim, is celebrated like here. It is a rallying point for both Muslims and Christians.
It's not when we have problem that's when we will decide to go. Everybody wants to go his own way. We are destined to be one right from the beginning. You know, Nigeria is one.
Despite being away from home, the peace found here is satisfying to Issa Jimeta, and it is this kind of experience he believes must be replicated in all parts of the country in order to make the sacrifice of obedience by Prophet Ibrahim worthwhile.
I feel like I'm in my village. There's no anything that show either on my way to mosque or in the mosque or after the mosque, even coming to this palace for me to think how I wish I'm in the northern region. I feel at home. I feel happy. You can see a lot of people here. Everybody is happy.
Apart from being a significant festival in the Islamic world, Eid-el-Kabir, which falls on the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, is a reminder to humanity of the countless benefits inherent in exhibiting high level of faith and trust in Allah.
We, the Muslim, we should look at the other religion as one. What I mean by one, that we are all worshipping one God. Therefore, the issue of discrimination, of saying you are from this you are where, because what shows one.
While the sound of these musical instruments continues to resonate, one important lesson from Eid-el-Kabir celebration is that the multiplicity of ethnic groups in Nigeria is divine and should be further strengthened on occasions like these.
Now, the symbolic lessons of the celebration are worth embracing. Eid Mubarak. When one talks about Salah celebrations in the north, what comes to mind is usually a dobra, a show of magnificent horse processions by emirs and their subjects. However, there is more to that, particularly in Dutse Emirate of Jigawa State. This is because every Salah provides an opportunity for groups of non-indigenes to troop to the Dutse Palace to pay homage to the emir amidst cultural drumming and dancing. In this report, Muhammad Askira takes a look at the significance of this entertainment aspect of the celebration to the unity among different tribes living together in the state.
The non-indigenous socio-cultural groups annually flock to the over 500 years old Garu Palace in Dutse in the evening of Salah Day to first of all thank the Pan-Nigeria Emir Dr. Nuhu Muhammad Sanusi for his impartiality, fatherly love and obsession for unity and intercultural mutual respect among Nigerians living in the Emirates. The visit is paid town by town by different groups of the non-indigenous hailed from different parts of Nigeria. After cheerful reception, the Emir admonished each group to always remain committed to the cause of peace and unity of the country.
Joy is everywhere. As you see, people are happy, people are freely enjoying themselves, the atmosphere is friendly. This will tell you that we are all happy. And this Indigenous Nigerian Elders Forum is one of the largest forums as far as Jigawa State is concerned. This is part of the integration process to make sure we are part of the community. They have given us the feeling that we are not non-indigenous, that we are indigenous.
The Emir of Dutse, Dr. Nuhu Muhammad Sanusi, is responsible for the appointment of chiefs to each non-indigenous group in the Emirate. The peaceful atmosphere under which the celebration is carried out and the musical accompanying the individual group portrays Dutse as a melting pot of Nigerian cultures. A further reflection on these pushes one to believe that cultural and religious harmony, and above all, indivisibility of the entity called Nigeria, is indeed achievable.
Do say, I think that all over there is a peaceful, not any understanding, and then we are the whole our Yoruba people, we are one.
I'm from the southwest, and coming down here, I knew I was apprehensive when my husband was insisting we're coming to visit the emir, but when I got here, I was really at home.
Indeed, this is in line with the essence of Eid-el-Kabir celebration, which encourage love for one's neighbors, imbibing the culture of sharing in love and compassion, as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, a spiritual exercise bequeathed to the world till the end of time.
Have a way of uniting us. Still on the Salah celebration, modernization is one factor responsible for the shift from one culture to another, especially during festivities. Despite this influence, there is a community which has refused to bow to growing modern trends and has over time maintained its ancestral culture during Salah celebrations. In this report, Adebola Brooklyn brings us the feel of the celebration of Salah in a remote community in Gwagwalada.
Angwambasa community is located in the Gwagwalada area of the Federal Capital Territory. The people began their day by converging on the Eid prayer ground for the two congregational prayers. After the sermon, they all proceeded to the palace as they were led by their paramount ruler. With the Salah drummers leading the way, the people showed their excitements as hunters excitedly shot into the sky. At the palace, each family head and representatives of other tribes pay homage to the king. Imam of the community mosque, on behalf of the people, made a wish.
We will continue to pray for the peace of this great nation, Nigeria.
The Aguma is strict on practices contrary to Islam.
Something like Indian hen or dog, the Islamically is not done like that. So if you do that, you are abusing your religion, which is very, very wrong.
And by keeping to the tradition and the culture, it's going to boost the morale of the youth, and it's going to bring about peace.
Some of the palace chiefs want residents to collaborate with local security operatives to bring to a halt insecurity.
But in Nigerian, as it is, the activities of non-state actors need to be checked. Whatsoever grievances the non-state actors have against the Nigerian people, they need to come to realities.
I engaged the community's spokesperson who had this to say about the significance of the band and guns.
If you see this traditional band called the Salah, automatically there's the king or there's the issue of death. So the one they blow does not have ammunition. What is it? If they point you, to not have you. By God's grace, as far as you are in this kingdom, for it signifies respect attached to the king.
Eid-el-Kabir is an Islamic celebration in honor of Prophet Ibrahim for his willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of obedience to God's command.
We must applaud the community for upholding its ancestral heritage. Very important. I told you earlier on that today is a Salah edition. Now, there is something unique and special about this year's Eid-el-Kabir, which tends to depict more of love and unity in action. Momso Damian Dati celebrated the day with some families and reports that the ties that and lessons that binds us are worth emulating.
The heavens are heavy and ready to release. Irrespective, Salah must be. Welcome to the Sapi of Garki's palace, talking about the traditional ruler of Garki. The house witnesses a beehive as everyone sets to work, preparing for the big day. Rams are tied and waiting to be sacrificed. Children are set and eager to perform the Eid. Then comes the Sapi, leading his people to the Eid prayer ground. And back home to pray for peace and admonish his people.
Security is everybody's business. We are all stockholders. Just allow peace to reign. All those who are aggrieved, let us all lay down our arms and we'll pray Allah to bring peace to all of us. Nigeria will continue to grow.
But then, something caught my attention. This young lady, busy working and sharing food.
My name is Gift Stephanus. I'm a Christian and I'm in my grandfather's house. Every Salah, I come here, join them to work so that we can cook and share for our loved ones. I have the freedom to walk around, to do anything I want as a member of the family, and they so much love me too. As Christian and Muslim, we live very peaceful and we understand one another.
While I was still savoring the pleasant surprise of such love and unity, another one came. Jamal and Gift, such a pleasant sight.
Actually, she's my sister.
Really?
Yes, and she's Christian and Muslim. Since from childhood we are together, we have been ruling together, doing things together. It has been long. I don't know she's here. Accidentally, I came here to pray, so I also her.
They are not the only ones here. The family is a large, happy mix of both Christians and Muslims.
It's my uncle. I'm a Christian and he's a Muslim. You know, so when there's life and there is hope, loving, singing, everything is one.
My grandfather's brother. I don't mind the fact that I'm a Christian. I'm coming to do work in the king's house. Call me every Salah to help them to do some work. And I'll go back. I'm happy about it. They used to share food for those who used to sleep outside. They'll go to mosque, they pray, we wait for them, then share the food for them every Salah. That's how we used to do it.
For the Sapi of Garki, Eid-el-Kabir is a time to unite and relate closely with all members of the nuclear and extended family, as well as show love to the less privileged in his domain.
I'm from Plateau State. Somebody invited me to come and chop Salah. That's why I'm there. So I feel happy as I'm here. Very 100% happy.
Salah for the Shitus differs from that of the Sapis. The nuclear family who use the Salah period to bond more and discuss issues critically. The lessons here are centered on the critical role of a family in these challenging times.
Today, we are back to our family. I can't do without my family. Wherever I am, even when I'm sleeping, my family is in the heart. So also our country should be looked upon as one big family, and that will join our hand to build that one big family called Nigeria.
When you sit down, you bond, you reflect, you discuss and do so many things together as a family. I think that's very necessary, and there are so many things you look at, you observe with your children and all that.
I pray that there will be peace in Nigeria.
However you wish to celebrate it with the nuclear or extended family, all that matters is the love and bond.
Nothing is more unifying than pure show of love and the appreciation of the diverse cultures of others. Very good. Well, it was a moment of joy and excitement in Yola as Muslims marked the Eid-el-Adha, Eid-el-Adha celebration under a peaceful atmosphere. Aside its spiritual benefits, the celebration provides opportunities for others to make brisk business, especially for blacksmiths and butchers, as they smile home with money. How? Simon Asher is a guide.
Every year, Muslims worldwide celebrate Eid-el-Adha, an age-long festival which has its root in the Quran and tradition of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that promotes love and piety among the people. During the festival, Muslims distribute food and drinks to their neighbors with roasted meat, the big attraction for many. However, the celebration transcends just the merriment aside its spiritual activities, but also an avenue for people to meet instinct in view of the celebration. No wonder blacksmiths and butchers are taking the advantage abound with the celebration to make bricks business, as Muslims in Yola prepare to the slaughtering of the sacrificial ram, sharpened their knives, and thereafter roast the skin in furtherance to preparing sumptuous meals in the aftermath of the Eid prayers, thereby helping this set of Nigerians to earn a living.
We make up 100,000 naira during Eid-al-Adha celebration. But before now, one can only make 10 to 20,000 naira. The patronage has increased because of the celebration, as many come to sharpen their knives for the slaughter and other needs.
The head and the leg and the skin is for pepper soup. For Ishoba, good. That's why I'm here to come and do it. They charge me over 3,000 naira for the heads and the skin. It's 200, 250 to sharpen one knife. Just sharpen it.
The celebration was marked peacefully across the 21 local government areas of Adamawa State.
All-round celebration indeed. We'll pause for a break now. Newsline will continue shortly. Stay with us.
Have you been disconnected because you didn't link your national identification number to your MTN number? Don't worry. If you already have your NIN, here are 5 easy ways to reconnect. 1. Dial *785 hash. 2. Text your NIN to 785. 3. Use WhatsApp to chat with Ziggy. 4. Use the My MTN NG app. 5. Visit mtn.ng/NIN. Whatever method you choose, make sure you get a confirmation message. If you don't have an NIN, simply visit www.mtn.ng to book an appointment, or just walk into an MTN store NIMC center near you. What are we doing today?
It is morning, a new beginning. As you prepare everyone for the day ahead, just anything is not enough. Only you make breakfast special, creamy, tasty, with vitamins and nutrients we need for a delightful, healthy start.
So start your day right with Hollandia Ibaf.
Right nutrients for a healthy breakfast.
Introducing Jado Cooking Oil, a quality cooking oil for tasty and sumptuous meals, made with 100% pure soya. It is rich in cooking, fortified with essential vitamins needed for the nourishment of the body. Jado Cooking Oil comes in different sizes, ranging from 1 liter, 3 liters, 5 liters, 10 liters, 25 liters, and also in a sachet. Jado Cooking Oil is available in any supermarket nearest to you. To order now, call 0903 364 3330 and it will be delivered to you anywhere in Nigeria. For more details, visit our website www.jadoil.ng. Jado Cooking Oil, quality oil for tasty meals.
One of the reasons
reasons why I started Munira. I wanted to make people feel good about what they wear. I lost my dad in 2008.
The day the man died, I don't want to remember. School fees called the adults. Please, you know, called go for me.
My journey with MTN started in 2014. I remember the night I told my mom I'd gotten the scholarship. It was midnight. I went to the room, I woke her up and I said, I've gotten a scholarship.
You're happy. Labor week.
The tagline for the YDP program was Turn It Up. The funding has helped me turn my dream on. My ambition is to be successful, impact lives, and generally just make people happy.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B, the healthiest stronger teeth in just 1 week.
Introducing Goodnight Power Shots Multi-Insect Killer. Fast action and great fragrance. Spray 2 shots each in 4 corners of the room. Stops mosquitoes without stopping family moments. Goodnight Power Shots. Spray inside, stay inside. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Nivea Natural Fairness is now Nivea Perfect and Radiant. Reveal your skin's natural radiance with Nivea Perfect and Radiant, enriched with berry extracts and UV filters to reduce dark spots and even out your skin tone. For radiant and even toned skin, say hello again to Nivea Perfect and Radiant Body Lotion. Try the full Nivea Perfect and Radiant range to unlock your most radiant self.
It has great taste.
Is there a head?
Yummy, yummy, full of nourishment.
Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice for smart kids.
The Industrial Training Fund, ITF, cordially invites policymakers, technocrats, captains of industry, skills acquisition experts, and other stakeholders to the second National Skills Summit with the theme, Institutionalizing Apprenticeship and Traineeship System for National Development. The Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, FMITI, Otumba Richard Adeniyi Adebayo, CON, will be the special guest, while the Honorable Minister of State, FMITI, Ambassador Mariam Yalwaji Katagum, and the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Dame Pauline Talem, will be the guests of honor. The Director General and Chief Executive of ITF, Sir Joseph Ari, KSM, KSS, will be the chief host. Speakers at the event are the Chairman of Oil and Gas Free Zone, Dr. Chris Chikozere Asoluka, International Technical Advisor, Skills for Prosperity UK, Mr. Mike Dawes and Professor Nkemdele A.U. Nnanyelu of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. The summit is scheduled to take place as follows. Date, Thursday, 15 July 2022. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Ladi Kwali Hall, Sheraton Hotels and Towers, Abuja. Guests are to be seated by 9:30 a.m. ITF Management Announcer.
Parents have continued to conduct themselves in an orderly and responsible manner. And this played out again when Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed visited Germany and was hosted to a reception which was attended by friends of Nigeria from different parts of the world and was a grand event. Anthony Forsin reports.
The Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, in company of the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, had arrived in Berlin, Germany for a serious business, the signing of the joint diplomatic agreement for the repatriation of stolen artifacts from Nigeria.
Germany is making history today by setting the standard, and we hope that other countries who have our artifacts will follow the example of Germany.
With the event over, a night of Nigerian cuisine was scheduled, and guess what? The dance to Nigerian music knew no bounds. The gathering was informal, a night to dine and wine. But however, one feeling resonated in the minds of the august visitors.
It's an emotional day for us in Nigeria. We never knew that a day like this would come. But I think our doggedness and our focus, because our fight is just and our fight is right. And I'm glad that even the Germans are saying that we are returning this because it is the right thing to do. What this means that it's now better understanding, more trust between nations. I feel particularly excited and particularly happy to be part of this history. I feel great as a Nigerian. I feel very proud as a black man. But I'm particularly happy because the German government and the German people have gathered the courage to admit that something went wrong and that they are ready to make restitution. It takes a lot of courage. What has happened today will open a new chapter in the relationship between Germany and Nigeria.
It's a very historic event, and it is opening a new chapter in cultural diplomacy. Germany and Nigeria have set the standards very high and have put emphasis on culture with the return of these Benin bronzes. 1,130 pieces, that's no joke. You know, it has never happened in modern history that, you know, this number of looted artifacts will be returned. So, and it's coming with a lot of collaborative arrangements between Germany and Nigeria, training, education, museums, and so on and so forth. So, it's fantastic.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture and the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and the two foreign minister and the Minister of State for Culture of Germany signed this agreement for the return of 1,130 Benin bronzes that were looted in 1897. Should be seen as a stepping ground also for other countries to take leap so that they should repatriate our Benin bronzes in their holdings in their various countries as well.
Always shine and stand out wherever they go. Proudly Nigerian. And to the power of music. To further strengthen bilateral relations between the United States of America and Nigeria, the Morehouse College of Glee Club, Atlanta, Georgia, has visited Nigeria after 50 years and held a musical concert alongside students of the Musical Society of Nigeria to promote the African culture. Amaka Owo covered.
Music remains a vital arm of the creative industry. It is also a unifying force that enhances socio-cultural awareness and bilateral economic development, as well as political relationships. For the Morehouse Glee Club, Atlanta, Georgia, the 155-year-old institution has a rich history of African music. This brought about the visit by staff and students of the institution to Nigeria in 1972. 50 years after, the institution is back for a musical concert alongside the Musical Society of Nigeria, organized by the U.S. Consulate.
That there are so many characteristics that represent a kind of synergy between the African American musical experience and what seems to be the ongoing tradition in Nigeria with music.
Our culture truly can be promoted through collaboration with the Munson Center, and I'm hoping that this is just the beginning.
Various renditions by the Musical Society of Nigeria in Igbo, Yoruba, Efik, and Ghanaian languages to showcase the rich Nigerian cultural heritage.
Music can, in a way, polish Nigerian image all over the places, because sometimes people think that Nigerians, they're only this and that, without knowing that they have internationalized culture. A very, very important part of the development of the human being. And Africans were very musical people.
Solo rendition performances by students of the Morehouse singing African music was creative and captivating.
Music has the power to unite us, and more specifically to explain the things that are unexplainable. Everything that we've done as African American music has had African musical roots, especially West Africa.
Climax was the measure of both choir groups.
In the future, I can get to say that I once sang with the Morehouse College.
It's been an amazing experience. I love doing concerts, and just doing a concert, one that's so historic.
Music, they say, is life. It is also a universal language that serves as a tool for national development.
Indeed, music for centuries now has played important roles in international relations and will continue. Our next report is one that is dear to me. Now, in 2019, when I was doing an update on mudslide and building collapse disaster, it took me to Magodo Isheri area of Lagos State. In the course of my work, I stumbled on Anu Balogu. Her left leg was a bit twisted and had a terribly oozing sore. Her predicament started a year before we met her. Now, we featured a story on Newsline, and funds were raised for the restoration of her leg. She's still on the journey of recovery, but there is a challenge hindering that process. Our feature on Anu Balogu tells it all. Balogu is 17 years old now. Her 75-year-old granny is her special Mother Teresa, who is committed to doing all she can to change the ugly lot that has befallen her granddaughter. Anu's predicament started after a ghastly accident she had when she was 13 years old.
Trailer jam us. We are playing to the person that I'm staying with. The person in hand break. Me, I break leg. His sister dead. But I thank God that I'm alive.
Although Anu survived, pains from injury she sustained and a bad leg became a burden she had to live with. Her condition forced her to stop school because of mobility problem and pains. After we featured her story on Newsline, kind-hearted Nigerians who were moved by her plight donated a wheelchair and funds. Chief Eric Umofia, a philanthropist, even donated 3 million naira and food items for Anu and her grandmother. The doctors at the National Orthopedic Hospital, Igbobi, Lagos, said rather than amputation, through the use of Elazarov treatment, her twisted leg can be straightened and she could walk well again. Excited at the hope of full recovery and realizing that the wheelchair given to her may not be useful because of the swampy and flooded nature of her surrounding, Anu donated it to a newborn mother who is also physically challenged. Anu registered with the National Hospital for treatment, and the journey to her full recovery began. First, they had to treat her bad sore. It was quite a long process because it was so bad that maggots had to be flushed out of it. Reinfection didn't help matters too. Series of tests and analyses were carried out, including X-rays after X-rays on both legs, all at different points. Finally, she was billed for the first surgery, but the unexpected blows from the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown caused constraints that put her surgical procedure on hold. After restrictions were lifted, the tests, analysis, and X-rays had to be done all over again. The appointment with the surgeons eventually materialized, and Anu went under the knife 3 times at intervals. Afterwards, an Elizarov equipment was put on her leg. She has been wearing it for months now.
I was thinking maybe the surgery will never hold out, but now I'm happy the surgery is done and I'm getting better small.
One more surgery is, however, required to remove the metal and conclude her treatment. Unfortunately, the 3,700,000 naira raised for her treatment has been exhausted. 3 surgeries, medications, series of bone X-rays, test analysis, and medical examinations have eaten deep into the purse, including the cost of transportation from a not so easily accessible neighborhood in Isheri Magodo to the hospital in Fadeyi area of Lagos. The taxi driver, who virtually doubles up as a guardian, insists on a particular fee which had to be paid, as most cabs would rather not enter the community where Anu resides because of its sloppy, muddy, and flooded nature. Anu, on the other hand, cannot limp through the flood water to the bus stop. So based on this, a lot goes into transporting her to and from the hospital.
I thank God she is recovering and we are coming to Nigerians again so that she can get her last surgery.
The Elizarov treatment is an orthopedic surgical technique designed to lengthen and strengthen bone as well as soft tissue. The technique and innovative device, the doctors say, can save limbs that otherwise could have been amputated. Efforts to get them to speak on the procedure on camera has not been fruitful. The reality, however, is that the device on the teenager's leg needs to be removed and her treatment concluded.
Back then, the leg was too thin, but now it was straight through, and I'm very, very grateful.
That sad-looking girl, who had lost all hope when we first met her 4 years ago, is now an optimistic youth who is desperately praying that her full recovery would happen soon, so she can shift attention from her painful leg to school and life as a doctor. When we interviewed Anu Balogu 4 years ago, she said she wanted to become a nurse. But now she has changed her mind and she now wants to be a doctor because of her experience. We are hopeful and optimistic that Anu Balogu will recover fully and go back to school. Time for another break. We'll be back.
Have you been disconnected because you didn't link your national identification number to your MTN number? Don't worry. If you already have your NIN, here are 5 easy ways to reconnect. 1. Dial *785 hash. 2. Text your NIN to 785. 3. Use WhatsApp to chat with Ziggy. 4. Use the My MTN NG app. 5. Visit mtn.ng/NIN. Whatever method you choose, make sure you get a confirmation message. If you don't have an NIN, simply visit www.mtn.ng to book an appointment, or just walk into an MTN store NIMC center near you. What are we doing today?
Developing the nation's human resource.
Let them know there's only one king. One king.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, feel fresh, and feel fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Hello and welcome to the program. This is Road Sense, the official television program of the Federal Safety Corps.
That we've been able to get to a certain level of saving lives and property, and also raising the level of awareness of road safety in the country.
One of the most important points that I want to raise, because I believe that the code before, due to the lack of professionalism within the code, these issues of promotion and staff morale and the issues were relegated to the background.
And that is why he quickly created what is known as Operation Cobra, especially with the pilot system in
Introducing Goodnight Power Shots Multi-Insect Killer. Fast action and great fragrance. Spray 2 shots each in 4 corners of the room. Stops mosquitoes without stopping family moments. Goodnight Power Shots. Spray inside, stay inside. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Music is fuel that fires up our soul. Today, African music has a dominant place on the world map. This massive music movement creating waves across the globe.
I have seen the evolution and the growth of this industry.
But every movement starts with a story, and the best place to start any story is at the very beginning.
There's phenomenal energy that can only have come from Africa.
Lalo, what's Lalo? Nigeria are the 9th champions in this competition.
The 12th edition of the Africa Women's Cup of Nations is here with 12 teams including reigning champions and 9-time winners, Super Falcons of Nigeria, all in contention from July 2 to 23 in Rabat, Morocco. You can catch all the actions live on the NTA Network Service and NTA Sports 24, channel 270 on StarTimes, 434 on StarSat and 731 on Free TV. Come, join us to promote another championship run by the Super Falcons. For your advert placement, please call Hawa on 0803 312 1022. Africa Women's Cup of Nations, Rabat 2022. Game on!
Welcome back. The feature you're about to watch is about a woman worth celebrating even after her death. She was aptly described as the Mother Teresa of Nigeria for her uncommon love and humanitarian activities. Even in death, her love continues to resonate. Jonathan Omajale brings us the story of Janet Udo, the woman who raised over 500 children in her lifetime.
You want to eat?
Safe and sound in loving arms. But little Irioluwa's life would have taken a difficult path without the existence and beneficence of Ekundayo Children's Home, an orphanage in Isonlu, headquarters of Yagba East Local Government Area, Kogi State.
The boy was given to me on Friday last year, November. It's a baby when they brought the boy. They said the mother is infant, so she can't take care of him. So there's nobody to help them. They decided to bring the boy.
The orphanage has become a fortress for distressed children from different backgrounds. It's a story of a woman with a large heart, Janet Udo, and her husband, Reverend Silas Ekundayo, who started it in 1940. Though her husband died in 1972, she kept the project alive, and by 2008, she had already cared for over 500 children.
Janet Udo died in 2009 at the age of 105. She left behind a very big shoe, but thankfully the vision lives on, bringing hope to the hopeless and shelter to the homeless.
Ekundayo, which means tears turned to joy, had 5 children. Her only daughter, Grace Olusegun Cole, retired as service in 2008 to assist her. Today, she and the board of trustees are building on the legacy of her mother, training the children from primary to tertiary institutions.
During the last time, I said we have over 500. During my own time, I have up to 35 to 45.
The board is made of people that are God-fearing, men and women of high integrity.
He's taking care of me. When some are not feeling fine, like today now, there are always 4 or 5 that are not feeling well, and they are 2. It's only that we take them to hospital.
Their efforts have attracted the attention of the government and good-spirited individuals, but Grace said they are in dire need of help.
To get staff, they need money. To get food, we need money. To get education for these children, we need money. Medical attention, we need money. At times, children can 3, 4 can sick at a time.
Selfless service to humanity can never be forgotten. Never. Our last break is on cue. We'll take it.
But Lalo, Nigeria are the 9th champions in this competition.
The 12th edition of the Africa Women's Cup of Nations is here with 12 teams including reigning champions and 9-time winners, Super Falcons of Nigeria, all in contention from July 2 to 23 in Rabat, Morocco. You can catch all the actions live on the NTA Network Service and NTA Sports 24, Channel 270 on Star Times, 434 on StarSat and 731 on Free TV. Come, join us to promote another championship run by the Super Falcons. For your advert placement, please call Hawa on 0803 312 1022. Africa Women's Cup of Nations, Rabat 2022. Game on!
This is where we'll end today's edition of Newsline. Thank you for being a part of it, and don't forget that the fastest and easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Eid Mubarak, good night, and God bless Nigeria.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you? All Sundays and all Fridays, you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency.
Only last night I had a dream. Something good's gonna happen to me. One angels me some kind of beam. Looks like some fire shining on me. Good, you've completed it for me. That's not by the way. That's all about reflections today and this week. We shall be talking about music, talking about business, and talking about philosophy behind the music and of course the individual. Welcome to Reflections on Nigerian Television Authority. My name is Yusuf Nadab Usman. This week, we shall be talking to a music icon, a music maestro, a music man, I would say, who had seen it all from the 60s through the 70s and the 80s and have made his mark nationally and internationally. For those who must have, have heard this song I sang, should know who the person is, and that is Bongo Ikwue. Welcome to Reflection, sir.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much. Here. Thank you, sir. That song was not by the way I said, because it was something good for me to come to Otupo. Of course, something good for me to meet you, and that's simply because I've been a fan for quite a while, since I was a teenager. Throughout my secondary school days, our parties and whatever was all made up of Bongo Ikwue songs and the rest of them. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
And thank you too for coming all the ways. Thank you for having me on your program.
Thank you so much. Give us your biography.
Thank you. I'll answer any questions you ask.
Go ahead, sir.
One after the other.
Right.
My biography, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it in one line. I was born, I went to school, and I'm still living.
Good. Now let me just take it one after the other.
Okay.
When were you born?
In 1942, June of 1942.
Where?
Where in Otupo? Here.
Otupo here, right.
Here. That makes me 79, only 79 today.
It's not only, really. You don't look at it. You don't look it anyway. You don't seem to look like that, 79. Okay, now after being born, you were raised in Otupo,
yes,
and then you went to primary school, secondary school.
I started primary school here in Otupo. I ended my primary school in St. Luke's School Jos, Church Street Jos. That is from 1953 to 1956. I remember the Queen did visit Jos in 1956, and I was one of the little students mandated to